Hey everybody, what's going on? Sorry it's been so long since I made a video. Been moving around, so now I'm back in the UK. This happened a few weeks ago. It was written about a few weeks ago, and it's something that's very, 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 very important to me, and I'm very, very passionate about it, so I'm going to speak on it again. I will link the article on my website, but it's something that it infuriates me a lot. Right. So basically, I was reading on here that in Ireland, a woman requested to have an abortion at 8 weeks. 8 weeks. I would like to go ahead and note that 1 in 4 women have a miscarriage before week 12 and don't even know it. 1 in 4. And that's just, I believe, in England and the UK area. 1 in 4. Don't even know it, right? So... And that's before 12 weeks. So at 8 weeks, she wants to have an abortion. She's refused termination, and they force her to be a mother. They force her into motherhood at 25 weeks. Now, of course, you can give that child up for adoption, but have any of you checked out what foster homes are really like? Not just in America, but in every country. And you're going to find ones that are beautiful looking and have wonderful kids and everyone's happy. But those are like, what, 1 out of every 200-300? That's not the majority, and I know that for a fact. So I won't go comparing America's battle with abortion and Ireland's battle with abortion, because it's 2 whole different situations. But both are equally as severe. Let's see what this is. The case also highlights medical guidelines given to Irish doctors, which pro-choice organizations said would seriously obstruct suicidal women seeking abortions. The guidelines mean that women seeking an abortion could need approval from up to 7 experts. Okay, had that been my case, I would have been dead before I got to the 2nd expert. I know for a fact, there's no doubt in my mind, I knew if I could not get to this doctor, that was happening. When you're pregnant, your emotions are soaring anyway. If you have past mental illness, such as PTSD like I have, your chance of having mental issues during pregnancy, I don't know the numbers, but it goes up dramatically. People want you to think that having an abortion gives you mental issues. It's actually the other way around. There's no evidence, and this is decades and decades and decades of research show that having an abortion does not give you mental issues. Actually, it's keeping a pregnancy that's unwanted that gives women mental issues. And postpartum depression, that's something very serious, but it can be treated and dealt with, of course. But the thing that gets me is, if a woman's saying, right, I want an abortion, I can't handle this child, and one day she snaps, she has a mental episode and snaps because she didn't want it from the beginning, then she's in prison for life because of something tragic that's gone on, but could have been prevented had she been given the medical care she needed. Mental illness is just as real as any physical illness you can imagine. It's, in my opinion, it's more severe, and I don't say that with disrespect, because someone I love very dearly is dying to cancer. She's in the stage 4, level 4 cancer. So I understand how serious illnesses that you can see are, but it's sort of like abuse in a way. Having a mental illness, nobody can see what's going on. I had one woman have the audacity to tell me she should have seen a counselor, not had an abortion. I've been seeing a counselor since I was 6, and it hasn't yet worked. So to those people, I say they need to mind their own business. This is why I say to me, no woman needs to give a reason for having an abortion. This woman should not have even had to say, I'm suicidal. She should have just been able to have one. Deep down inside of you, you know if it's right or wrong, both for you and for the fetus. And if it's right for you, if it's wrong for you, or if it's wrong for the fetus, if it's wrong for you both, whatever you feel inside, that's right. Not what I think, not what they think. What you feel and what you believe. That's the bottom line. Women should not have to be suffering and dying because of self-induced abortions. They should not have to be suffering, along now with you have another life that's suffering because they have been forced to bring you into this world. So your mother doesn't want you, your dad doesn't want you, nobody wants you. But you're in this house because the government made me have you, so I'm going to abuse you. And I'm not saying that happens all the time. I'm not saying that's like a standard case. I'm just saying that's a very, very realistic situation, and I know that firsthand. And no, I'm not a mother, obviously. Anyway, I will be one day, though, for all you aunties who tell me you hope that I'll never have children. I will. And I will love them. I love kids. That's kind of why I'm so pro-abortion. I absolutely love kids. And I know that they deserve better than what I had to offer at that time. Just as so many of the women I speak to know that child, their child, or the fetus they're carrying that will become their child, will deserve better. That's called loving kids. That's called being pro-life. These aunties may have dubbed or deemed or grabbed the name pro-life, but that does not make them pro-life. If they were so pro-life, they would care about the woman's life as well. They would care about the quality of life the fetus to become a child would have. So don't tell me you're pro-life. I don't care who you are. That's not pro-life. If you don't care about the woman's life as well, or the quality of life that kid's gonna have, just be quiet, right? And that's really all I have to say. Oh, no, it's not actually. All I have to say is this: if you have a woman who is suicidal, who's willing to take her life, and now in this case, thankfully, she did not take her life. I would have. I had everything laid out. I still have it. I don't know if I showed it on video yet or not. I know I've read a few of my writings, but I don't know if I've showed it on video. But I had my will written out. I had my goodbye letters. I had everything lined up just so that I could just grab the bag and go do what I needed to do. And so me and your little fetus that you guys are so concerned about would both be gone. Why is that not more tragic than just losing your fetus? To you aunties who deem it to be alive, and even to anyone who deems it to be alive. It doesn't make sense to me, and I can't see in any way or any form how you deem yourself pro-life. There's no logic in that at all. It's sickening, and the fact that this woman has been forced to have to be pregnant, to be a mother when she's not ready. Maybe she already is a mother. I don't know. Because believe it or not, most of the women who get abortions already are moms. Except me. But I will be one day. Again, I said this so happily because my kid's gonna rock. Completely rock. And my kid is going to know the truth. And when my daughter becomes old enough, or son, or whoever, becomes old enough to become sexually active, I'm not going to be in denial over the fact that may and probably will be going on. So yeah, contraception will be given. I don't understand why it's so hard for so many of you to talk about that with your kids. It's a real thing. It may not be the most comfortable conversation ever, but and you best believe I would help. I would help any woman, especially my own child, if they needed it, have an abortion, if that's what they wanted, if that's what they believed was right. So it terrifies me to think what I could have easily been that. I could have easily been her, but I wouldn't be alive. And I know a lot of you aunties, as you continue to re-inform me, wish that I was not alive, and even wish that I had been aborted, which I find so funny because that's very much like your logic. I'm against abortion, but you should have been aborted. Yeah, I should have been. I totally agree with that, actually. But guess who was denied an abortion? Who do you think it was? Anyway, I'm gonna go now. It is completely atrocious that this woman has had to be forced into having a child that she doesn't want. And that's fine if she doesn't want it, but now that child has to suffer. Maybe it won't suffer. Maybe she'll be able to pull herself together and be stronger than I would have been, but I couldn't have done it. And no child deserves that. Kids deserve better than that. Women deserve better than this. We're not here to just push kids out. We're here for a lot more, and we can do a lot more. And we need to rise up and stand up for our rights and stop letting men just take from us. In America, it was I've blogged about this. This will be the third time, and I don't see any outrage over it. If there's outrage over it, please show me. It's legal for men, and I believe the state of Massachusetts, maybe maybe other places as well, but it's legal for them to have a camera on their shoe and to put their shoe under a woman's skirt and record or take a picture of underneath her skirt without her knowing in public. That's legal. That's gone through a Supreme Court and been made legal in at least Massachusetts, and nobody is outraged over that. The point of me mentioning this is that goes to show how much they disregard our rights and our rights as human beings and our rights to be treated humanely. So we need to be fighting back massively. In any case, I'm going to end this now. Something needs to be done regarding mental health and pregnancy and abortion, and there's a lot I gotta say, but I don't got enough time, sadly. But I will be making more videos soon. Something smells really good. I'm gonna check out what it is. Alright, I'll talk to you guys later. And if you feel suicidal, that's something huge. It's not something to be like, oh, it's just the hormones, it'll go away. Maybe for some it will. Maybe for some of you, if you don't feel it's right to have an abortion, but you feel suicidal, talk to somebody. They do have programs and things for women who are suicidal or feeling depressed during your pregnancy. But for some of us, it goes a lot more deeper than just feeling a bit meh. And had I not been able to obtain my abortion, I'd be dead right now. And, I mean, that's it. Dead. So, I'm not the only one that feels that way, is my point. I'm not the only one that would just have gone. And I know there are others who have just gone, both in America and in Ireland. And so that's losing a life to me, when a woman takes her life because that's her only option other than becoming a mom. Pro-life.